Hi, I'm Angel Johnson. I am located in Silver Spring, Maryland, within Montgomery County. I found August Homes online. It was extensive research. I had reached out to multiple vendors to go into it knowing that you're going to have an honest experience with people who are husbands, fathers, mothers, daughters, people who are full of integrity. And so it just created an environment that felt safe, honestly, and honest. We all hear of all the reports where people are, taking your money and running, or unable to execute and complete a build. And I never once felt that way. I think the difference with August is that Vic was always able to understand my vision. For me, I am a creative spirit, so I wanted a builder that would honor, respect my vision, the materials, all of the vision that I had for the project and for my home ultimately. I was very particular about the floor and what I wanted the floor to look like. And so we had multiple versions of the floor. And I remember they were sent to my prior home for me to test and for me to take a look at. And, with the naked eye, you think, oh, the floor looks the same. But it's interesting because the floor that we went with was the best version. It had the look and feel at the right price, but also the best version that could sustain, as much as possible. So what I love, two things. One is when my daughter's friends come over, because out of the mouths of babes, so they're like, oh my gosh, this house is amazing, Savannah. Again, there's not a ton of modern spaces here in this area. So I think people can really appreciate that it's beautiful and that it's comfortable and cozy and bright lights and sunshine. Hands down, the floors always get attention. The floors and the door. And I have to be honest, the door is actually a little larger than I would have thought. But again, it is a door that I wanted. I convinced Vic to do it. I wanted a statement, and the door definitely brings that. People often say something about the glass staircase, but it was just small touches, and that's the beauty of building, is that you cannot afford all of the bells and whistles, but you can, get a small bell here and a small whistle here, and you put all of those things together. This is not an easy process to have to go through. And I remember Vic and I talking about that, you have to have the right temperament, the right attitude, you have to put your feisty energy, leave your feisty energy at the door. There's some things that take longer. Sometimes materials took longer to come in. Sometimes permits took longer. It can be a very daunting process, and it is a very expensive process by nature. With August Homes, I felt like my money was well spent. I felt like I was in good hands for sure.